Hello guys, so how it's going on? This is Pulkit this side, and this is the part 2 of our YouTube clone. So if you haven't watched the part 1, go now watch it, because you cannot complete this unless you watch the part 1, right? So go back, watch the part 1, and then come back to this video. And if you already watched the part 1, then let's get started, right? And then we just, instead of just saying login, we'll just call the login component which we created from our index, auto import it. Okay, doesn't work anyways, just say this way, save that. Now we should see the weird spelling appearing, right? Correct, fine. So here also just save this file, firebase.js. Yeah, so now inside of our login.js, let's work upon creating this thing right here. So go back to your VS Code, right? So here first of all, we are gonna give a class name of login, and then here we are gonna give a background of white. We are just giving this class name of background of white, and then here we are gonna give an then here we're gonna have an login underscore content. And then over here we are gonna have an dot login underscore wrapper, and then inside of here we are gonna have an image. So I'll just get this image link also. This we are gonna have this image right here. Then we are gonna have two p tags. This is login title, subtitle. Guys, I'll just go around quickly here. I'll just finish this up very quickly. So writing all of this doesn't make sense, right? Now it's getting boring also, I can understand. Yeah, so here now we'll have a text field over here. So inside of a text field, this is the same thing which is doing, right? I already explained whatever it is, right? So here to this we're gonna give an ID of outline slash base hyphen basic, and then you're gonna give a label of email. So this is the input which now we'll get an this kind of input. Then we give a variant of outline and a class name of login underscore input. Right, save that. Now you should see login, it appears up, right? So this is what material weather did for us. And then here also what you can say, you can just say to be an type equals to email, right? Save that. So now if you save this, so actually, okay, type of email should work. Okay, let's do one thing, create another one, and then here we'll have an label of password, and then here we're gonna give a type of password, right? The rest of the things remains the same, and now as you can see, it automatically suggests you all the things which we have, all the password and everything that you have saved, right? So now let's also create this, not a these few tags. So outside of this this button right here, just add this div tag, and then here we'll have an another button, right, this button right over here. So we need to also close this div also, right? Then and then also make sure you import this from material UI. We're just giving color of primary and a login button, and then inside of here we're gonna have another button which will be our sign, which is gonna say sign in. Make sure you save that too, and now that's it. This is all you need to do. Now we have to just style, nothing else, right? So now let's style this. As you can see, okay, now let's style this also. So okay, let's finish up with our HTML first of all. So here we are gonna also have an const, which is gonna say loading, and then a set loading. This is a use state. So this loading is, guys, basically for, I'll explain what is this. So initially it's gonna be false. Make sure you auto import this from React. and then this loading is basically whenever I click on this thing, this icon, we see this login thing, and then it gets kind of unblurred, right? So this is what the login will make sure. If it is true, then we see this, and after some time it changes to false. So it is not the application, it's not keep application is taking time. I have just added a delay because for React it's just a fraction of second, and in fraction of second it will change it from sign in to sign up. But I just added a delay just to make I just thought to add a delay to have that to have this thing, blur effect, right? So now let's also let's work on that. So here now, whenever the login is true, outside of this inside of his login underscore content, whenever that loading is true, then we're gonna have a div of class name of login underscore loading, and then we'll also self close this. So here we're gonna see our loading thing appears up, right? Now when it will be true, we'll see that. So now go back to your styles.css. So first of all, guys, we're gonna use some animation here, so I'll also explain you this. So here to this login we give some display of flex, flex direction column, height 100 view height, display flex, flex direction column, all of this stuff. And then to a login underscore logo we give a width of 120 pixels. Make sure you import this from React, from styles. Make sure you import styles.css, save that. Should get a bit of style, as you can see, looks clean now. And then here we're gonna have to a wrapper, we are again gonna give a flex box. Then to our login underscore title we are gonna give a font size 24 pixels, font weight 500, looks better. And then to our login underscore subtitle we give a font size of 16 pixels, font weight of 400. And to our login underscore form we give a display of flex with 100% flex direction of column. And then to our login underscore input we given margin top of 20 pixels, so it gets kind of a good margin. And then to our login underscore info text we given display of flex, so it looks much nice now here, right over here. And then to our the a tag, which is inside of this, we give some colors here, nothing much going around. And then to our login underscore buttons we give display of text, justify content space between, and margins. To our login button we give font weight of 500 and text transform of capitalize. Great. So to our login button and to the first of type we given padding left also of 0, so it is properly aligned now, right? So and moreover to our login so here that's it. So to make this responsive, so here we have a media query too. So this is for the response, so that it becomes responsive. So to our login content we'll remove the border, and then we want to remove this border right here. And also now to our that's it. We need to only do this. So this is the only thing you need to do to make this responsive, so it will also look fine if I shrink it, right? Great. So here now let's work on okay, before the JS let's add that loading effect, right? So first of all, if you go to this loading, let's change this to true so that we see it appearing up, right? So now the way we do this, go to your styles.css. Inside of styles.css, first of all, to our login underscore loading, we are gonna give a height of 4 pixels, and give a background color of red so that we see it, right? Remember guys, we so guys, this is the same thing. It doesn't appear. Why is it so? What is the height we are giving? Change it to 40 pixels. I don't really see it. It is true right here. Loading and div underscore class name of login underscore loading. Okay, let me open my inspect. Okay, so we have it over here. Okay, okay, we have it over here anyway. So this is the same thing which you used for our I'll explain you what we did. This is the same thing which we use for hair, right? So here we have different colors. So here also we are gonna do the same thing, but the only change is that this is gonna come inside of here. It will be animated. This is the same styles which this is gonna be exactly the same, but this thing will take some time. It will be kind of an animated, right? If you go back to your /login, go back here, guys, it is there, but it's got a kind of a space, right? If I increase the height even more, if I just say 401 pixels, so as you can see it gets shrink down, right? So here just say it for 4 pixels for now, and then yeah, so here now if we go back to our watch, inside of the to our styles.css, here just copy all of this, like go back to login.styles.css, inside of here paste this, instead of this background color we are gonna have a background color of F1, and then we are gonna add some margins which will be of -30 inside, it will be in minus, right? And then here we have a display of flex, then we have a background color. Actually we don't need a display of flex in our case. So here we have background color, height of 2 pixels, and also we need to add a width. The reason we were not seeing is the width. We need to add a width over here. Right now you'll see this appears up. As you can see, we see this thing, right? So this is exactly the same color, like this is the same color which we have it right here, right? So right over here. So here we have position of and then also over here initially we're gonna have an opacity of 0, right? So user won't be able to see this right for now. Then here to our we'll have an before over here. So I'll just bring this over here. We don't need animation for now. This is the same. I already explained what is before. And now if I remove my opacity for now, and now as you can see we have this thing. Now the thing which we need to work upon is now it should load, like we have this, so we see this, right? So now this thing should kind of load right now, right? So to do that, first of all, instead of 2 pixels, give it a height of 4 pixels, right? So now here we are gonna have an animation. We add a keyframe. So what this keyframe means is this is a name which you give to a key to this. So this is kind of an animation. So here whenever for example whenever you call this, like if you don't understand this, you must have watched the part 1, right? So I already explained you what a keyframe. So I'll explain this once more, because if you are here you must be after the part 1. So in part 1 I go in depth for the keyframes. So anyway, so here we have an AS, so it will basically the name of the keyframes, and now you can call this inside of your any div you want. So now if you call that for 5 seconds, then when the 5 seconds are over, it will give an opacity of 1. Basically it will change from opacity. If someone has an opacity of 0, then it will change from opacity of 0, it will change to opacity of 1, and then here okay, sorry guys, so I just said part 1 here, I just got a bit confused. So I'm talking about part 1 of Gmail clone. So you can go watch the part 1 of Gmail clone. If I remember, I'll add this I button over here. You might be saying I button if I remember. So here we'll have it. So here I'll go in depth what are keyframes, then you'll understand it much more, right? So here we're just saying, so to A to LB, this is just the name. So here at 0% it will be a translate text of -300 pixel, and eventually it will decrease, and it will go at the left corner, right there, like it will get an animation. So here to our before, we'll just add this animation over here, and even to our login __ loading, right? So paste this and save this, and then boom, it works, right? So if you did not understand what are keyframes or what we did, then I definitely suggest you to go to my Gmail clone first part, in which we create the loading animation. If you don't want to create it, don't create it, but just go through that part in which I'm explaining the keyframes, because like if I explain it will get the very much longer video, and it is also not an this thing CSS not CSS class also, right? So anyway, so now here you can change this to false, Now the next thing which you want to work upon. So the next thing work upon is what I'm saying. Yeah. So the next thing if you're gonna work upon is whenever the user clicks on create account, we'll get this loading animation. Like after 2 or 3 seconds, whenever the time is over, till the time we'll see this, then we are gonna change this page into sign up. So first of all, let's create an sign up component. Right. So inside of here, let's create an sign up. Right. So inside of a sign up, we'll create another file, name it signup.js. What is JD? .js, and then here we'll have an just do rafc and just say h1 of sign up. Right, save that. Create another file, name it styles.css, and then inside of our login. So now here we wanna we'll create another state. We'll just name it const show sign up set show sign up equals to use set of initially false, like false. Right, so every time the user clicks, whenever it loads on this application, if he's not logged in, he'll just see the sign in. Right, so now here after this background / white, okay, actually we don't need this. We already have it by default. We have a background of white. Have it, right? Yeah, we have it. So here inside of this we have here we are gonna say if show sign up is true, then we'll render our sign up component which we just created. And in case if it is not true, if it is false, then we'll render everything inside of here. Just grab this and paste it inside of here. Right, so here save that, and then now let's see. It won't. Now if I change this to true, let's see, does that works? So we see sign up, right? So let's change this to false back. And now the next thing we're gonna work upon is now whenever the user clicks on this, for first few seconds the user should see a login appears up, and then after few seconds it should change. Now it should hide our loading and show a sign up. The way we do it, we'll just say we'll create a function. We'll just name toggle sign up. We can name this is we'll just name toggle sign up. I know the name's weird, the name also does not make any sense. Anyway, so here what we say, whenever the user clicks on whenever this function executes, first of all you're gonna set a loading to true. Right, set a loading to true. Now then we'll wait for few seconds now in order to after, okay, so now whenever this loading is true, we'll wait for some time. The way we do it, I'll tell you later. Now for just imagine that we are waiting for some time, that whatever I write after this will wait for some time. Wait for 1 second. Just imagine if everything runs after whatever right after here inside this function runs after 1 second. Then here we'll say set loading to false, and then we'll set our show sign up to true. Right, so if I save this, so where we have a button of create account, here we'll just say on click equals to show sign toggle sign up. Right, click on this. As you can see now this thing is working. Okay, it is not making any sense actually because it's too fast. You won't see, you just see create account. Okay, now still it is create account not working. Okay, anyways, so here we need to figure out how to wait for 1 second. So here JavaScript has a function, we'll name it set timeout. So the way set timeout is work is this way, and then inside of here after this just add a comma, and here you give a number in milliseconds, for example 1500. So it is basically 1.5 seconds, and whatever you write inside of here, it will wait 1.5 seconds, and then it will run this command. right? So if I click on create account, as you can see, we see loading first, and then after 1.5 seconds it will change to sign up. So every time a user clicks on this, he has to wait for 1.5 seconds. There is no way that the key user, it will take more time or it will take less time. It is fixed and it will take 1.5 seconds only. Another thing, we need to also give this a fade effect, so that is not an issue. The way we do is go to your sign in, and then inside of your sign in login, so inside of your login, have to a login wrapper, we'll do some string concatenation, in which remove these strings, and then here we say if loading is true, then add in class name of login __ fade, in which we reduce its opacity by 0.5. Opacity, will reduce its opacity to 50%, right? So go back to application and create account. As you can see, it works, right? So now the next thing is we need to create a sign up component. So now let's do that even. So go back to login to your sign up, and then inside of your sign up, here you're gonna have it, here create a div of class name, here given class name of sign up __ container, then we'll have another class name of dot sign up, and then here let's create and let's do the same thing. Here let's have an use state of loading. We are going to do the same thing for a loading component too. So use state of initially to be false, right? So here one second guys. So yeah, so here we are only gonna have our loading, and here where we have sign up. Okay, so here if now inside of here we'll do some string concatenation, and then here we are gonna say if loading is true, then we are gonna also reduce its opacity. So basically we're gonna add in class name of login __ fade, which will reduce its opacity by 0.5, right? So here we are gonna have now inside of here we are also gonna check if loading is true. If loading is true, then we'll add in class name, we'll add in div of class name of login __ loading. So basically we don't have to repeat the styles, we just need to change it within our case, right? So just say add another class name of sign up __ loading, and just self closes this, right? So yeah, so here we'll create another class name of sign up __ container, and then here we're gonna have sign up __ left, and in here we're gonna have our image and some h1 and p tags, and then here we're gonna have our after this we're gonna have our inputs. So we are gonna have multiple inputs right over here for the name and anything. So here first we'll add another class name of name __ input. So basically for these inputs for our name. So here we're gonna say text field, and here ID of outline basic, and then label of first name, then here type equals to name, and then a variant also of outline. Save that, import this from material UI, save that, and go back to your application. As you can see, we see our in this thing also, right? So if we click on create account, yeah, so it will change this into this, right? So here first name, so here we're gonna also have another input for our last name. So here you can just say last name. So here we also need to add in class name of name __ input. So we'll do that. We have added over both of the places. right? So here now here and now outside of this div we're gonna create another text field. You can just copy this, which is gonna be an email. So instead of last name it's gonna be email, and a type also of email, right? And we material has a property of full width, so it will take it will get a width of 100%, and that's it. We don't need to have a class name over here. We can remove this class name, and then here we'll have another div of sign up so here we'll have an div of password inputs, in which we are gonna have an password wrapper, right? So password wrapper, so here we're gonna have a text field of actually you can just copy this text field ID of outline basic, label of password, and type also to be of password, right? Save that. It has not to be full width over we don't need to be full width, right? So here we can change this, then copy this one more time, instead of, and here change the label to confirm password, right? Save that. Okay, fine, looks better. So here we need to also have this kind of an helper text over here. So material already has this nice property. So here it's in this case you're gonna have a helper text equals to you can use it was a string, in which we're gonna say you can use not multiple strings, just one string, in which you can say you can use letter, numbers, and periods, right? Now as you can see we get this helper text 2, right? So here so in this case, as you can see, it covers both of this helper text. So we'll have a custom helper text and custom helper text over here. So outside of this div we'll add an p tag, to which we're going to give a class name of signup __ helper text, and then here we're gonna just say use 8 or more characters. I'll just copy and paste this thing. Use 8 or more characters of a mix of letter, number, and periods, right? So here we also have this. So let's add this checkbox over here. So here, so to do that, material UI again has pretty much nice so here we're gonna have a form control label. So this is the for a checkbox, so form control label. So this so here we're gonna have a control. This is the way material UI does this. So here we are gonna have a checkbox icon, and to which we are gonna give an color of primary, and we can also self close this, and then we are gonna have a label. So here we're gonna say show password, right? And then you can also self close this and just import checkbox, right? Save that. You should see checkbox, and this thing appears great. So this thing is also done. Now the last thing we need to do is get our buttons. So outside of this div we get another div, we'll name it sign up __ buttons. So then inside of here we are gonna have a button which will be getting class name of signup __ button, and then to which we're gonna give a variant of text, and then we're gonna give a color of primary. So this will give the primary color to our text, and then we're gonna just say it has to say sign in instead, right? Auto import this from material UI. Do this, you can remove this, and instead copy this one more time, and then instead of having variant of content, just say text, here just say content, right? And then here we'll have a we'll just say create, right? Save that, and then as you can see, we even see this thing right here. So first, now also one more thing we need to also add this image right here. So after this left div, I think so, yeah. So after this div, we'll create an another div which will name sign up underscore figure, and then inside of here we're gonna have an image. That same image I'm gonna grab that, and then we're gonna give an p tag. Basically, you can also use an figure caption for this, and instead of, let's change this to a figure instead. So it doesn't make sense. You can have a p tag instead of this, and also you can have this like, it doesn't make any difference. You can have a div instead of this, and you can have a p tag instead of this. It doesn't make much sense. Like, it doesn't make much difference, right? So here, okay, now let's style this. So first of all, import your styles.css. so import styles.css, save that, go back to your styles.css. so first of all, to your sign up container, give a display of flex, line item setter, then some width to your, then width to sign up, then to a sign up figure, give a text line of setter, and okay, so we have to say dot slash over there, save that, and then okay, looks better. Got it's everything aligned. All the styles are still the same, nothing much change over here. Then to a sign up underscore figure, we'll give it max width of 100%, width of 244. Then to a figure caption, we are gonna give it font size of 16 pixel and font weight of 300. And to a sign up underscore heading, we'll give it some font size of 24 pixels. And then to a subheading, we're gonna add the font size of 16 pixels right here. Looks better now. Now to a sign up underscore inputs, we'll give a badge top of 40 pixels, right? And then to a sign up underscore name inputs, we are gonna give a display of flex with a 100%, justify got a space between. And to a sign up underscore name input, we are gonna give a margin right of 10 pixels, so it gets some space. And then to our password inputs, you can will give a margin top of 10 pixels and width of 100%. And then to our sign up underscore password wrapper, we are gonna give a display of flex, and to our password underscore input, we'll give a margin right of 10 pixels, so it also gets some kind of space, but it doesn't get. So you have to go back and go to your password, and here give a class name of sign up underscore password input, right? So as you can see, it gets the gets that margin right. So here, go back to your styles.css again, and then to our helper text, we are gonna give this very light color here over here. This, as you can see, the both of those look the same now. And then now you can have to our buttons, we are gonna give a display of flex, justify content space between and margin top of 40 pixel. To our sign up underscore button, we give a font weight of 500, text transfer of capitalize. And then to a sign up underscore loading, we'll give a position of absolute, top 30 pixel, left 10 pixel, and with a 100%. And then we'll have a media query over here to make this responsive. And then here to a sign up, we'll reduce the width to 80 view width, and we'll remove the border. And to our name inputs, we are gonna give a display flex direction of column. And then to our name input, we'll also give a margin bottom. And then to our sign up underscore loading, we are also gonna style a loading. We are gonna have another media query, and then inside of here to a sign up, we are gonna give a padding of 40 pixels and with a 50 view width, and sign up of container. Sign up container, will flex direction of row and position of relative, and sign up underscore figure will absolutely remove a figure. The figure won't be visible, right? Everything's styled up. So if we also check this, if it's responsive, as you can see, it is absolutely not responsive. Okay, it is not responsive. Okay, anyway, so the responsive is not a very big issue over here. Okay, so it should be at least okay. So guys, so responsive is an issue. If you wanna let's make this even more responsive. It's your wish, but I won't be doing it because our focus is not on the styles, our focus is on the JS, right? So if you want to make this responsive also, you can absolutely do that. I won't be doing it. You want to make this responsive, so also if you want, you can do that. You can just reduce this text for text over here and also reduce anything, right? Anyways, so now let's start. Let's focus on the third part. Before that, let's also add the loading thing, right? Let's finish with our loading also. So here what we'll say, go to the top of your application and then one second, yeah. So here not side, this way, sorry, yeah. So here we're gonna create another function label called toggle side up equals to and then over here we will set our loading to true, and then we'll just set our timeout. We'll have it set timeout of 1500 seconds, comma 1500 seconds, dot 1500 seconds, and then we'll also have it, we'll just set a prop also over here. If you go back to your login, we'll just set a prop, this thing, let's set it as a prop, right? Let's set that as a prop, and then copy this, go back to your sign up. Actually we need to set this, we'll just set our value, right? So here you can also copy this and change to this and go back to sign up, accept this as a prop, and then we'll just say did we copy the right thing, right? Set show sign up, yeah, we copied the right thing. So here we're gonna say set loading to false and set show sign up to also false, right? Now let's add an on click over on our button. Where's our button? Over here. Let's add that on click and we'll just say toggle sign, right? Save that, click on sign in instead, absolutely works well, right? So we have the CSS part also ready, and now let's work on the JS. So first of all, also go back to your Firebase application which we just created. I'll do that in the second. Then where I have this thing. So it's here, just go to your authentication over here, this thing, authentication, and then click on get started. Wait for some time, it will load, and then click on this email and password, enable this thing right here, and then click on save, right over here. So this is enabled. If you want to also, actually we don't need anything else, we just need only email and password, right? So now first of all, let's create a sign up, or you want to create sign in. Let's create sign up, right? So first for a sign up, first of all we have to obviously store all of our input values, whatever the user is typing as an input, right? So here what we're gonna do, we'll create an object, we'll just say const form data set form data equals to useState of an object, which will add the initial value. We are gonna write over here const initial form data, basically empty form data. So here we are gonna give it first day. First of all, we give it first name of okay, it did automatically, but it has to be empty actually, yeah. So first name and last name, and then we're gonna have an email, and then we'll have a password, and then we'll have it confirm password, right? So we'll set this as an initial form data, right? Save that, and now let's also set these values. So go back to all, go down and go for your input. So here first of all, the value which we are gonna give here is so this is the first name. So here we will say form data dot first name. So this is the value for so this is the value which you're gonna do, and now we also want to change that value. Basically if we save this, so if I save this, now I cannot write anything, it does not save this because The reason is this. So if I change this to hello, if I save this, and I will actually see hello appears up. Okay, why does it appears up? Refresh, create account. As you can see, the hello appears up, right? So now I cannot actually change it. So in order to change it, let's again make it empty string initially, where we have. So now here we have to change it. So here what we'll just say on change that we'll run an event. So here we'll just say, here we're gonna say set our form data to the objects. It should be object. That's keep whatever the value was, whatever the previous value was. Like what it is doing, it is spreading this value. It will have all of that value, the last form data. Like for example, whatever the form data was, it will spread that value. So what this is basically key, like whatever the data which was whatever data you have, spread that data. For now, whatever the form data it has, that data, spread that data. But here we will change our first step. So our first step will be event.target.value dot validation message value, right? Save that, and now you will also able to modify it. As you can see, it gets modified. And if I even console log our first step, so if I just say console log our form data dot first step, I'll able to see whatever I wrote. So if I open up inspect, if I write Pulkit, so I'll able to see it. So I go to console, as you can see, we see it, right? So great. So here now we to do the same thing multiple for our remaining inputs. So here just copy this. Instead of this, here we are gonna have our last step. Then here also over here we're gonna modify our last step. Then again copy this. Go to your text field here where we have an instead of last step we'll have an email, and then here also our email, right? So here we'll have our password. So password, and here also our password, right? Do the same thing with our confirm password also. So here we're gonna say confirm password, and same thing for here. Another thing, guys, so here as you can see, like if I type anything here, so if this is not checked, we won't be able to see the password. If I click on this, we see the password, right? So to do that, the way it's gonna work is, as you can see, just at bullets right now, and it doesn't make any sense. So here first of all, we need to check that if it is like if the user has selected, like if the user has selected it or not selected it, right? So basically if it is checked or not checked. So go to the top, create another use state, name it const checked set checked equals to use state of false initially, right? So here what we'll say, go at the bottom, and then here where we have our our form control, right? So here first of all give this add checked checked of our checked. So basically if it will automatically check this. If it is true, it will fill that, or if it is false, it will not fill that. And whenever the user clicks on this or click, you will change that value to set checked dot equal to the last value of checked. So if it was true, it will change it to false. If it was false, it will change it to true. Save that, and now that does not make any sense. So now if you console log this our check, let's check if our checked works, right? So instead of this we can have our check. So open up inspect. So initially we are having false for now. If I click on show password, okay, it does not change, it changes, right? And as you can see, it changes to true. One second. So here it changes to true false, right? One more thing, guys, we need to do here. Actually here, over here, have this on click inside of this. Right now, save this. Now this should we should not have the glitches which you are having. Right, great. So the next thing we have to work is, now since we are mapping, now we know that if the user has checked it or not checked, as you can see, it is false true, false true, false true. Wait, why is it going opposite? If we refresh, click on create account. So show password. Okay, we have issues over here. We don't see any console. Why are not we see console there? Remove the console now. No, wait a second. Okay, good. At the top of your application, okay, we are not console log. We don't have any console log for a check. Just say check. Right, save that. Go back to your application. Let's inspect console. It's false, and if I click on this true, it changes to true. Great, it works, right? So now let's change this also. Now the next thing we are gonna do is key. It's where we have a password here. Here we're gonna check. So type if it is true, then we are gonna have a type of text, or else we're gonna change this to password. Save this, and now see the magic. As you can see, the region is opposite because of this thing. Yeah, so here as you can see, it is bullet, and now if I click on this, we see our password. Boom, it works, right? So let's do the same thing with the confirm password even. So copy this and paste it over here. So, and where we already have this type, so we can remove this, and then we can close this, and then boom, it works. Great. So now let's add the logic. As you can see, this thing is also working, create account also working, and now let's create our let's work on the base logic which you're gonna have. So here, go at the top of your application, let's remove this console log, right? So here, first of all, we are gonna create a function, we'll name it cost, create account, why is spelling this wrong? Create account. One second, guys. Yeah. So create account. Why is spelling this again and again wrong? Create account equals to this, and then add a function, and then here first of all you're gonna have an event. We'll get an event, and then we're gonna say event dot prevent default, so it will prevent our page from refreshing, and then here we'll set our loading to true, right? So this time we don't need to do anything. We'll set show sign in, so sign up. Basically, if the user clicks on create account, will set the loading to true, and then we'll check if const error equals to form data dot password is triple is equals to form data dot confirm password. So basically, if it is triple equals to this, then it will change to true, or else if it is not equal, if these strings are, this string and this string both are not equal, then the value would be false, or else if it is, it would be true. Now here we'll check if there is no error, right? If there is no error, so here let's create another state. We'll name it const. We'll just say const password error, and we'll just say set password error equals to use state of object, and state, in which our case state is gonna be false, and here message is gonna be an empty string, right? Copy this one more time. Here instead of this, we'll just say email error, instead of set password error, we'll just say set email error, and the rest of the things are gonna remain the same. So this is MSG is missing the message, because if we create a wrong account, for example Pulkit Gupta, and if I just format it wrong, so as you can see, the password do not match, we get this error. Even those passwords do match, then we even though if password too much, if we create an already existing email, okay, so the email doesn't exist. Okay, anyway, so if I log out again, if I sign out over here, so if I sign in, so it will check, not sign in, what I'm doing, I don't have to sign in, I have to create an account for that account. So create account. So here if I give a name of Pulkit and password of this, whatever it is, so password, if I click on create, it will already say email is already used. So this is what basically it is. So this value is stored inside of this message over here. So the reason it changes to red is, we'll also do that later, right? So here, then inside of here, if it is false, then basically if it is false, basically if we get an error, one second, so if this won't be equal, then it will be false, and if it is false, that means we have an error. So if the value is false, that means we have an error, right? So if it is so, then we'll set password error to state of true, and then message to passwords do not match, and we'll set our form data to whatever it was, but we'll make the confirm password an empty string, and also we'll set our loading to false, right? Because we already checked it, and we'll just set our loading to false. If it is if it is not that case, so we just also gonna return over here, just say return here. So if it is not the case, then we'll set our mail and password error to empty string, like we won't have any error then, right? Then over here, now once everything is done, then here we're gonna say auth. Now make sure you auto import from Firebase. Not create account with user email and password that accepts two parameters, which are form data.email and form data password, which are basically the passwords, and then the accounts get created. This is a one-line statement to sign up within Firebase, right? So basically we imported this from auth from our Firebase, from right over here. So basically it is like firebase.auth. If you go to our sign up, so this line is basically creating the account for us. It is absolutely creating an account. So now here also, now we need to also add our, so this creates an account, but this thing obviously does not updates the name of the user, right? So here to get the name of the user, we'll just say dot then, basically return a promise. So promise are basically gives you dot then and dot catch. So basically if the promise is true, like the promise gets successful, if this statement gets successful, then we write whatever the code we want here, that will get executed, and if it is not get executed, then we'll just say dot catch, right? Then we'll write the code for this also later. We'll do this way, right? So first of all, let's add a dot then. So if it is so, then we'll just say auth dot current user, basically the logged in user will update its profile, So this is the way Firebase works. You cannot just directly add and display name photo URL. As you can see, it says display name and photo URL, so you just add a display name to form, it's gonna be string. We'll do some string concatenation over here, so we'll just say form data dot first name, and we'll also add a form data dot last name, right? And then after an comma, we are gonna yeah, that's it. We need only this thing, right? What the hell happened right now? Yeah, so we need only this thing. So now actually this will also return a promise. So now update profile is also gonna return a promise. So if it is successful, then we are gonna set loading to our false, and then we'll set our email error to empty strings, and even our password error also. Basically we won't have any errors right now, right? Save that. So let's also add an error also over here. So yeah, so here, okay, so this is fine. So now here we'll also get a parameter of error. So now now the error could be of multiple types. So error could be of the email is already in use, or email is invalid, or the password is weak. For example, user adds a 3 or 4 line password, right? So to do that, what we'll say, if error dot code is triple equals to / email already in use. So okay, first let's console log what is this error. So or let's check if even this thing works or not, right? Let's check this first. So if you go back to our application, let's create an account, Pulkit Gupta, and I'll keep the password to be Pulkit. Let's create an account. I click dot create. Okay, so first of all you need to also give an on click, right? We are not giving an on click yet. So go at the bottom of your application here, add this on click right here. On click equals to create account. Click on create. Okay, it gets loaded. Okay, so obviously let's check if our accounts get created or not. If I go to my authentication, go to your users, and boom, you see this user, right? So basically our account gets created at this page. We are doing it correct. For example, if we create the same account once more, right? Oh shit, we have so many this thing. Okay, what is this? Password error is assigned but not used. Okay, ignore this. If you wanna sort this out, you can sort this out also. If you again create an account, so now it should not create an account, right? So if I open my console, as you can see, it gets it gives me an error. It says / email already in use, and it gives me a message, right? So now the error could be of multiple types, right? So yeah, so error could be of multiple types. It could be email already in use, or the password is weak. It could be of multiple types, right? So here the way we do is so go back to at the top where we are writing a sign up function. So here now we are getting an error, so we will check if our error dot code is triple equals to / email already in use. So if this is so, then we'll set our email error to state of true and message of email already in use, and set loading to false, and then our form data to whatever it was, whatever the remaining data was, but instead we'll change this to email. Similarly we'll do this for invalid email, and also for our weak password, right? So it's the same thing, not doing something really hard or something really that thing. Like it's the normal task. Like what am I saying? Yeah, so here basically we are doing it's the basic same thing. We are just doing again, we are setting the email and the errors right now. And now also we have to display those errors, right? So to do that, first of all, go to your text field of email, where we have an email text field. This here we'll have where we have helper text. So now here first of all error. So if error is true, guys, just notice if I give this error, so by default it is true, it will give this red kind of a line, right? Let's refresh. So let's create account. So as you can see, we get this red line, right? So first of all, error is only only gonna be true when email error dot state. So it depends on email error dot state. So if that is true, then we'll have an error. So now helper text. So now it depends. Helper text depends upon our. Let's remove this. So helper text depends on our email error dot state, right? So email error dot state. So now we will check if so here we'll check our it depends on our message. So here actually we can just do state is also fine. It does not make it won't make much difference, right? So here we are gonna say if email error state, if it is true, if it is true, then we are gonna set it to email error dot message, or else if it is not true, in case if it is not true, then we'll just set it to you can use letters, numbers and periods. Right, I'll bring that, yeah, this way. So now let's check if that works. So let's have a refresh. Now let's create an account of Pulkit, first name Pulkit. Let's see what happens. As you can see, it works, it actually works. So we get email already in use, right? So let's do this similarly with our passwords also. So here for our password, we have a here we'll say error password error dot state. Here also we are gonna again have email password error dot state, and then where we have our helper text. Now helper text depends on our password error dot state. So here the way it was, let's remove all of this, and then here we'll say p tag class name of this is. Now again we'll do some string concatenation and just say sign up underscore helper text, which we already did that, right? So here now first of all we will have this this has to be small t, and then he'll say $, and then he'll just say if password error dot state is true, then add in class name of sign in underscore error, right? Add this, but and now let's have a value. So if password error dot state it is true, then add in password error dot message, or else if it is not true, then we'll have this. Then we'll just say use 8 or more characters, mix of letter and number. So now let's add this class also. Go at the bottom of your application. Let me grab the color which I was using for this. So let me find that. So sign in underscore error. Let me find that, guys, 1 second. The color which I am using for this, sign in underscore error. Yeah, so it is this red color, right? Save that, and now it should most probably work. For example, if you don't write correct emails, correct this, it just says just refresh first of all, and as you can see now, if I don't type anything, if as you can see these do not match, you see password do not match, and you get this error and also sets to default. So basically now we are pretty much sure this thing works. You can test this around, but I'm sure that everything's working fine. Okay, so everything's working fine. Other thing we need to do, for example, if user hasn't typed first name last name, then he cannot also create this account, right? So to do that, what we'll do, we'll go back to a sign up. So here we'll have a property called cons and boolean called cons disabled. So inside of here now, if now we are gonna check if, so this is only gonna be true when our form data dot email is if we don't have a value in form data dot email, right? It is gonna be true. It is gonna be if we do not have that value, it is gonna be false, right? So or else if it is not so, then we also gonna check if it is now if it is form data dot password. So if there is no value in form data dot password, then it's gonna change to true. And then we are gonna do same thing with the form data dot email form data dot first name and form data dot confirm form data dot confirm password and form data dot last name, right? Save that. I'll go through this again. So basically what we are saying is key, so this thing we already wrote email, right? So here it is gonna be true if form data dot email does not have a value, or form data dot password doesn't have a value, or first name doesn't have a value, or form data dot last name has a value, not has a value. Make sure you add an exclamation mark, which means false. So here we'll just say we'll go to our button. Here material also has a property for that. We'll just say disabled equals to disabled, so it will be true, either true or false. So if we go back to the application, as you can see, we cannot click it, as you can see, and now as soon as I type something inside of my name and everything, it gets, now you are able to click. So let's create an account of YouTuber. Let's create an account named YouTuber. YouTuber, last name, another. Let's click another, and then instead of here we'll just say YouTuber, and I always keep the password to Pulkit when I'm testing so that I don't forget it. So let's create an account now. So create an account. Okay, so the account gets created. We know that we don't get so the account gets created basically. And now, right, if we refresh over here, so as you can see, we see YouTuber either gmail.com, right? So basically we know this things also works. So let's go to our sign in instead. So now let's also do the similarly the same thing that we were doing. Now let's also do with the sign in also. This is also the most of the thing is gonna remain the same. So go to your sign in, go to your login basically, and then here we're gonna have an password error, and then mail error also, but which will be of, and here we're gonna have this object right over here, right? So first of all, let's also grab that data. So since we only have email and password, we can keep two different we can just create two different use states. So go to your here, we'll just say value equals to email, on change equals to event set email to e.target.value, right? Save that, grab this, not value as date, it's just value, right? So grab this other one more time, copy this, and here just add in password, and do the same thing over here, set password, right? Save that. Now let's create a login also. So here so go at the top, here create another function, name it const sign in equals to accept set event. We just say we just say event dot prevent default, and then here we'll say, first of all, we'll set our loading to true, set loading to true, and then here we are gonna say auth dot sign in with email and password. Again, you need to pass your email and password. So here it will be email comma password, and then we'll accept then we'll have a dot then, so which is gonna be an arrow function, and then here we'll set our password error. If it is successful, the user logs in, then we are gonna set a password email and mail error to empty to nothing, and then if in case if it is not successful, then we have a dot catch over here. Then instead of dot catch, we first of all grab that error. So here again I'll just copy this because these are the same things right over here. So set loading to false, error dot code or / wrong password. If it is wrong password, then we'll have this error code. Else if it is error dot code user not found or invalid email, then you're just gonna say email doesn't exist, right? Save that. Now let's also go to your text field, where we have text field. Here give a error of mail error dot state, and then here just say helper text to be of mail error dot message, right? Similarly, do the same thing with our password, mail error dot state. Instead of mail error, just say password. Did we say pass error? Password error there. Okay, password error. Password error up there. So let's first of all let's check if we get it wrong. If you just say if I type the wrong password, then let's say what does it say. If I click on sign in, okay, actually first of all you need to also call this whenever the user clicks on a sign in. So go where are your button here, where there are buttons, just click that says sign in, save that, click on sign in. Okay, so okay, we are actually signed in, guys, don't worry, we are signed in, but just because we are not just redirecting ourselves, so we cannot make out if we are signed in or sign out. So if I type in wrong password, let's type in wrong password. If I click on sign in, incorrect password, correct. So if I type in wrong email which doesn't exist, if I click on sign in, email doesn't exist, boom, working absolutely perfectly fine, right? So now the last thing we need to work upon is to make sure to complete a login also. So we need to redirect the user. So if the user is logged in, then we wanna, so now the next thing we wanna work upon is if the user is logged in, then we want to show him the home application. For example, if I sign in from this account, so as you can see now, if I refresh also, I stay here only, I get automatically logged in. So basically if the user is logged in, then here we wanna show him our home application. In case if it is not logged in, then if the user is not logged in, then we want to show him a sign up. So if I go back to if I refresh also, I'll stay here only. So there is no way I can access my home application now. So the way you can do this is key, go to your okay, so are we not using context right now? Okay, so here now we'll use something called as context. So here create another folder, we'll name it context, right? So inside of here we'll create another file, name it app context.js. So guys, basically what we are doing right now is the React has a feature called context. So the reason we use context is key because for example, if you wanna pass an value from app, for example you want to pass an for example you want to check if there's for example there's a variable called videos, for example this this array has the details for each and every video you have, like for every video that an application has, this is stored in this. So right, so for example if you want to make it accessible to your watch, so how you're gonna do that? So first of all, to do that you have to send this to send over here, or else if you want to, let's take an example of you want to make that accessible inside of your video small, then what you need to do? First of all you need to pass this value to preview channel, then inside of the preview channel you have to, then preview channel has to pass that to our watch. So now like so sometimes this could go even more bigger, in which you have 3-4 nested components, and you have 3 to 4 components, and then you're passing the each and values from there onwards and there onwards. So if you want to change, for example you change the name, so then you have to change the name everywhere. So to avoid that, we have something called context. So this is similarly the way Redux works. This is similar to Redux, but Redux is more powerful and obviously more boilerplate code also, but in our case we'll be using context because there's yeah. So here we'll just, so the way you context work is you just say const app context equals to create context, and then here you just say export const use app context equals to here we'll just say equals to an arrow function, and here we'll just return use context of app context. So basically if you want to get a value from a context, then you'll just say this, and this will make more sense once we get practical with this. Once we start using this, it will make more sense. Then here we'll have an export const app context.provider. So app context.provider equals to, it will accept children. So children are basically, I'll explain you what is this soon, because if I explain now it won't make any sense and will be a lot of confused. Then it's here we'll just return our app context.provider, app context, and we'll just say dot provider, to which we're gonna have a value. For example, let's create const value equals to abc string right here. So we'll just say our value const test equals to abc of and string, and then let's add the string over here, right? So here, and then here we'll render all our children. So children, and now go to your index.js. Instead of React strict mode, just say app context provider. Auto put this up React, and that's it. And now if you go to app, and for example we are getting this value, right? So const test. So if I just say const context, or you can name anything, so const context equals to use app context. And now let's console log what a context is, and also make sure you also auto put this from React. So open this and go, okay, that doesn't matter. So go to your, open your inspect, go to console, refresh. So if I go back, as you can see, we get this test of abc from here. So this is the way we can get this, get the data from each, and if you just need to do this to get the value here, right? So here if you so here we'll just destructure it. So if we just say abc, then we directly get the value for it, right? So as you can see, it was an object initially, right? So it will have, you can have multiple values, you can have thousands of values. So it's, in our case the name was test, right? So we'll just say test, and let's save that, and now you should see abc written here, right? We get this abc perfectly fine, right? So here, now another thing we can now, yeah, so here as you can see now this thing works. Let me explain what we did inside of our app context. So this function is basically like, as you know, as we just did right now. So it's basically like getting the value from there. So I hope you understand this. So it basically makes accessible of this app context. So context is basically like you can take that as a variable which has all of your values. So here we have a provider which will set all of that value inside of this, and then we'll have a const value, then it will set this value inside of this, and here we use context, right? And the reason we are having children, because we need to also wrap all of your application inside of our context. So here we just wrapped, instead of index.js, we wrapped all of our application into this, and we are actually rendering all of our component through our app context. So basically, so the parent component is the first component that is get rendered is our app context. If you don't believe me, open your inspect, and then here I have this extension called React Components. So here, as you can see, the first thing gets rendered is the app context provider, right? So and everything gets rendered inside of this, right? So I hope it makes sense. So now we can use it, we can have any value you want. So now we were working upon to redirect user on based upon if he's logged in or logged out. So the way it's gonna work is, first of all we'll add an we'll have a use effect. So use effect, so I already told you, right, what is use effect, or did I? So okay, even though if I didn't told, so use effect, okay, so use effect is, let me first import this from React. Okay, it is not getting auto import, I'll just import it manually. So use effect is basically right, so the way you write use effect is this. So now whatever you write inside of this, whatever the code is, so for example I am a code, so this code, whatever the code written here is, will run every time every time your application read it, that is basically like it will this code will run infinite times. This code will run infinite times. So for if you add a comma and then an empty array, so what this will mean is key it will run only, this code will run only when your application loads and when a component loads. So in our case it will be our application, since so now whenever our application loads, whatever the code inside is here we have written is will run. For example, we have a value called videos. So now here for example we have a value called videos. So for example now, and if we just say videos over here, right, if I just say videos over here, now this thing will run each time, every time whenever the component loads, and every time whenever the value of our videos changes. For example, there's something the value for videos changes. For example, we get some videos inside of here, then this component is again gonna, then the code is then user effect is again gonna fire this code, again gonna run this code. So for whenever the code changes, so in this case we are only gonna run it for once, and here we'll just set a current user. So I'll just say const, we'll create two new states. We'll just say const current user, set current user. So it will basically the details of the current user that is logged in. So here we'll just gonna say use state of an use state of current user of empty object. Initially it is always an empty object, right? And then we're gonna have a const app state. You'll understand the reason why I'm creating this app set soon. Set app state equals to use state of empty initially, right? So here instead of use if I will just say auth dot on auth state change. So basically whenever the auth changes, for example the user gets logged in or logged out, even if he gets logged in or logged out, so this is gonna fire then we are gonna say if user exists, like if we have a user, then we are gonna set our app state to be to home, and then we are gonna set our current user to user, right? Or else if it is not the case, then we'll set our current user to an empty. Okay, we can have null over here, null, above also instead of an empty this you can also have a null, right? So here we'll set our app state to login, and let's actually console log whatever our user is, log user. So what this basically means is that whenever the auth changes, for example user gets logged in or logged out, Firebase will automatically run this. It will automatically check if the user exists. For it will pass it parameter. So if the user exists, that will set the app state to home and set a current user to user and console log the user. Or else if the user doesn't exist, that will set our app state to null. So here let's create a const value of an empty object for now. Let's save that, go back to our application, open up inspect. So if we go here, let's actually refresh for now. So if we refresh, as you can see, we get this whole bunch of details from a Firebase, which is the logged in user which we are logged in currently, right? So the next thing we need to work on is key. Now as you can see, we have these two states, right? So I'll just pass this from here, app state and current user. So now let's get this. Now go back to the app state. So here we'll just have an app state over there. So now we will check if our app state is triple equals to if it is triple equals to, for example, login home. For if it is triple equals to home, then we are gonna render all of our application, this full application. Then we are gonna render our application, right? Or else if our app state if our app state is triple equals to login, then we are gonna render our this route here, but actually we don't need a route now. We don't need a route. Save this, and we can have this right over here. And if I save this, let's refresh, let's see what happens. Let's go to slash now. We don't have it anymore. Boom, I automatically am inside of my application, right? So let's log out. Let's add a logout also over here to check if it even works or not. So here, go to your header. Inside of your header, where we have a button with okay, let's also render the user name of the user at that. So here we'll just say const current user equals to use app context, and then here, first of all, here we're gonna render instead of this, we're gonna render a current user dot display name, and here we're gonna render our email, current user dot email, right? And where we have a logout, sign out, here we're gonna say on click auth dot also make sure you auto import this from Firebase, our local Firebase, all dot sign out. That's it. Save that. Let's see. Now this should change to the logged in email. Okay, refresh. Okay, so we have some issues. Are we not logged in or what? Okay, the issue over here is that this has to be an arrow function, right? Because then if it is not an arrow function, it will automatically it will run every time. It has to be always an arrow function right here, or it's gonna run every time. That's why we automatically got logged out. So if we sign in now, let's sign in. Okay, it says current user display. The reason is here because the till now the reason is here because the JavaScript runs too fast. We might have not got the data for that moment. So instead of this, let's make this option. Let's give this optional chaining. So it doesn't matter if it is there or not, because it's sometime it might take a time to get a name, right? So here let's click on our avatar, and boom, you get the name and our YouTuber at gmail.com. If I refresh also, I'll automatically get over on this page. If I click on sign out, boom, if I refresh, I cannot access by that one, right? I cannot access the this thing, our home page. So I can only access if I sign in. So if I log in with my different account, and boom, I get signed in. Great. So now this thing also works. So now the last thing, not the last thing, but yeah, we have to do very thing for now. So if we sign it over here, so the next thing we're gonna do is let's create this thing right over here, right? Let's work upon it. So to do that, go back to your application. So inside of our application, go to your app context, right? So here you're gonna have an other calls. We just say show upload video, set show upload video equals to use state of false, right? So this is basically, it will make sure so this depends on this. So if it is true, it will show up this, or else if it changes to false, it won't show this, right? So we'll do this, and we'll also pass both of these things as a value over here. Let's save that. So now let's close everything, and let's create inside of SRC, create another component, name it upload video, and then inside of upload video, we'll have a file called select video.js, and we'll just say rafce, and then inside of select video, this is gonna be a dialog, which dialog. So this thing is already provided from our material UI. So here we're gonna give an open of show upload video, which let's get the values from our const show upload video equals to set show upload equals to use app context auto import from React, dialog open or show upload video, add key mounted. This is the and here we'll have an h1 of an hello for now. Let's also auto import this from material UI, and there here let's give a transition here. 1 second. Yeah, so here let's give this a transition component of transition, and for a transition we are gonna have this. So this is basically, it will give a slide kind of an effect. As you can see, if here, as you can see, if I click on this, it gets a slide effect. So it's directly, it comes directly from the material UI. I'm not doing anything much around here, it's just a simple simple thing, right? So here we have this, and then we can go to what you can do. We can go to your app.js. first of all, go to your index.js. Inside of here, say select video from /upload video /select video, right? So go back to your app.js, and inside of here on our here just call this select video, right? So for now you won't be able to see it because by default it is already false. If you refresh also, if it is false, if I go to my text.js app context, and here if I change this to true for now, if I save this, I should see our hello appears up. Okay, it doesn't appear. Let's see why it did not appear up. So okay, so first of all what we can do is we can go to select video.app.js. so here where we have our where we getting a select video here, where we let's do this thing, select video, show upload video, and get this from use app context first of all, and then here we have to do this inside where we have our main root path /main. So here let's get this over here, save this. We hope let's refresh. As you can see, boom, we see this, it also gets slided, right? The next thing we need to do, we need to also click on this. Whenever we click on this plus add icon, then only we are gonna change this state to true. Initially it's gonna be false, right? So go to your app context, change this to false back again, and then here copy set show upload video, go to your header.js. Here with the current user, also get your show upload video, and then where you have your video call, let's say on click, then an arrow function, and then we're gonna set a show upload video to true. Save this. Let's refresh. Click on this, boom, this appears up, right? Great. So now let's create this file, right? So again guys, sorry, but we have to do some JS and CS sub CSS again. So go to your select video.js. Inside of here we are gonna have select video __ header, and inside of here we're gonna have a dialog title auto import from material UI, which is gonna say upload video, right? And then we are gonna have a close icon, to which we are gonna give it class name of select video __ close icon, to which we are also gonna give an on click, or we'll give a handle close. So whenever the user clicks on this handle close, we'll change the set show upload videos to false. Basically we won't see this, so you can make this also in one line. So here let's self close this and let's check if this works or not. Go back to your application. Okay, close this .def. Let's auto import this material by icons. Save that, and if I click on this plus, boom, it gets we don't see this anymore, right? So great. So now here outside of this div, we are going to have a divider. It's going to give it kind of a dividing line over here, this kind of a line, this line over here, border kind of a thing, right? So why don't we see it anyway? So here after the divider, we are going to have our dialog content, auto import this from material UI, and then here we'll just say class name of select video, we'll select video underscore dialog, and then here we are gonna have a class name of select video underscore publish wrap, and then inside of here we are going to have a publish icon, to which you are going to give a class name of select video underscore publish icon. Save this and auto import this from the material UI. So let's leave some space over here. It's getting kind of congested. Yeah, this way. Yeah. So here we, after this dialog content, we are going to have another div of select video underscore text. Then inside of here we are going to have a p tag of class name of SV select video. It is just writing in short form, text underscore title, and then here we are gonna say drag and drops the file to upload. Drag and drop files to upload, and similarly we are gonna say sv underscore text subtitle, and here we are gonna say your videos will be private until you publish them, right? Then here outside of this div we are gonna have an input of type of file, and then we are gonna have a class name of custom file input, custom file input, and then we're gonna have this, and then here we'll have a p tag of class name of sv underscore texts underscore privacy policy. So PRPO, we can just say PRPO, privacy policy, and then here I'll just copy and paste the privacy policy which they have written, YouTube has written there, right? So if I save this, okay, I see this, so I have to now style this. As you can see guys, this input field is this way, so now we have to style all of this input field, right? We'll change whatever is seeing right here, it's gonna change into this. Just no more HTML, this is now all the HTML you're gonna write for this file here. So we just say styles.css. So here let's also import a styles.css, import /styles .css. Save that and go back to styles.css. So first of all we'll to our select video underscore header, we're gonna give a display of flag, justify content space between, and align those centrally. And then to a select video underscore close icon, we're gonna give it cursor of pointer and margin right of 10 pixels, looks clean. Then to a select video underscore dialog, we are gonna give display of flex, justify content center, align at center, and flex direction of column. And then to a select video underscore publish wrap, we are gonna give it background color, border radius, and some width and height so it looks much bigger. And then to our published icon, we are gonna give a font size of 4 red, color of this 9494, so that it grows much bigger. Now to our dialog, we are gonna give it with a 70 view width and the height of 80% view height and max width of unset, also of I important, right? So here go back to your VS Code and then go to select video, then to a select video underscore of text. You're gonna give text line of center, margin top of 40 pixels, right? So okay, we didn't get any margin, so I think there's an issue with the select video so text, it's text on, yeah. So here now we should get a margin, right, that way. So here go back to styles.css to our subtitle. Now we'll style our subtitle. Subtitle gonna give it some color of 77373, this kind of a thing. And now to our sv text underscore privacy policy, we are gonna give a max width position absolute, so that it gets it automatically gets aligned there. And now let's change now let the last thing we need to style this into this, right? So now let's style this. So first of all, to our, so guys, I got this from internet. I just found over, I just searched internet how to style this input field, and then I got how to style file input, right? So I got this from CSS tricks, right? I just copied all of this and instead I just changed the color there, right? So I'll do that. So I'll go back to my styles.css. So first of all, to our custom file input, you're going to give an outline of none. Then to our file input webkit upload button, you're going to give an visibility of hidden. So basically this upload button, we are going to give an visibility of hidden, outline of none. Instead of that, we're going to have on our own. Then we'll give an before tag to 8. This way we'll give an before, we'll give some margin left of 70 pixel, and the same thing, and go around, you can go through these are the these are basic style, and boom, it gets changed. So now yeah, so here also let's remove, and here also let's add one more thing. So here if it is active, then also we are going to give an outline of 0, right? Boom, it works, right? So the next thing we need to work upon is key. Now for example, whenever the user selects any file, for example if I select this file, so now after selecting this file, we see this this thing right here, in which we upload our details, title and description, right? So let's work on that too. So now we'll create another file, we'll name it uploadvideo.js, uploadvideo.js. So we'll have an RAFCE. Now we'll just say an h1 of upload, right? So now basically what you want to do is key, now whenever the user selects an file, basically like if we go to upload video, so for now this is the our select file component is getting rendered. This component is getting rendered. So now as soon as user selects an file, like for example, he selects this file, then this so basically then this component gets rendered, our upload video.js gets rendered, right? So basically to do that, first of all we need to see if an user has selected, first of all we need to store the video which user will select, right? So here what we'll say, first we'll create a state, we'll say const video set video equals to use state of null initially, right? If you auto import from React, and then we'll just say const handle change, handle video change. Basically whenever the user selects a video, then what you want to do, key, first of all it will accept an event, then it will accept an event, then if e.target.files a 0. So now like basically if an user has selected a file, then we want to set that video, so then we want to set that as a video to our to inside of our video, right? So basically what is happening here, whenever the user whenever the video, like whenever the user selects some input, then it will check if an user has successfully selected an input and file, sorry. So if we selected it successfully and file, then we are gonna set that file to this. And the reason we are taking 0 as in case if the user selects multiple files, that should not happen, right? We at once we only want him to select only one file. That's why we are having handle video change, right? So now here we'll go to our input. So input, and where's our input, yeah. So here we are just gonna say on change equals to handle video change, right? That's it. And now the next thing, so let's check what's our videos. Let's console log our video. So console log video, right? Save that, then go to your application, yeah, then select in video. Let's select any file. So if I select this file, as you can see, we get our file, right? File name of download 3.png last time, all the details, right? So for now, just I selected an image, right? So here instead of image, like we'll select only video, right? So and here we have a modified date also and all of that stuff, right? So now what we are gonna do is we can close this now. Now if that file exists, then the user should see this file, right? This page. So here what we'll do now, first of all, yeah, so here where we have a dialog, inside of our dialog, where's the dialog, yeah, here we're gonna check if video exists. So if there is a video, if the video exists, then we are gonna render our upload video component, upload video, and if it is that, and if it is, and then we also gonna give him then also we will give him a video equals to video. We'll pass this we'll pass it as a prop. We'll do similarly with a set video, and then we can also pass in handle close. Handle close equals to handle close, right? And then we can self close this, and if the video doesn't exist, so basically if it is null, then we'll ask the user to select this video. So first of all, you have to wrap your component inside of a fragment, and then you can just copy dialog from dialog content, right? So Control X and Control Paste, right? So here now we should see our video component run. As you can see, we see our upload now, right? So now let's first of all let's create this HTML, and you can also, if you want to style this thumbnail thing, you can also style. I won't be doing in my case because yeah, I just won't be doing in my case, right? So now let's work on that. So here what we'll do, yeah, so go back to your VS Code. So instead of video code, let's go to our upload video.js. So yeah, so here first of all you're gonna have a div, empty div, that's just to wrap a component, and then here we're gonna have dot select video underscore header, select video underscore header. So this is the same which we created earlier, and then here we're gonna have a dialog. So this we are gonna have the same things right here, dialog title, a dialog content, close icon. I'll copy and paste this. Moreover, we also will accept the props which we just passed, right? So those were videos, set video and handle close, so we'll get those props also from here. Okay, so yeah, so we'll get those props even. And now we can start working upon our styles for now, and then we move to our JS part, right? So here now we can just save this. So outside of this we'll have a divider, and then here we are gonna have an dialog content, and then inside of this dialog content, first of all, auto import this from material UI, and then here inside of this we are gonna have a text field, right? And then here we're gonna have an value, and then here we're gonna have a label of title, capital T, and then also we are gonna have an variant of outline, variant equals to out, okay, sorry, yeah, variant equals to outline, and then here we're gonna have a full width, right? Save that, and then here we are gonna have another one. So here it's gonna be label. So yeah, so here label is gonna be a description. So this is also gonna be full width, but here it will be a multi-line. Basically user can have as many as line he wants, multi-line, right? And then max will give an rows of 10, initially rows, so rows initially will be 10, right? Save that, and also here we'll have a placeholder, of, you can have a place, we'll just say tell viewers about your products, about your video, sorry, about your video, right? Save this. We'll also give an style here. Let's say style equals to margin top. This is the way you give headline styles in React. So material UI 30 pixels, right? Save that. You should see it becomes a bit better. Exactly, yeah, this way. So we forgot to add a title up there. So after this dialog content, we are gonna have dialog title also. So you can just copy and paste this over here, and here we are just gonna say details, this way, right? And then here we're gonna have an input, a normal input, and here we're gonna give a type of type equals to file, and then here we can give a placeholder of thumbnail, right? Again, yeah, so here we're gonna only give this, so this is fine. Save this. Yeah, it's pretty much now a bit better. We'll also have this progress bar and this R button also. And should we style this or not? If I close this now for now, so okay, do you want me to style? Okay, let's add the same class name which we did it earlier, right? So here where we have a select video, we'll just say class name of custom file input. Here we just say custom file. One second, guys, sorry. Yeah, so here we'll add this, save this. Okay, changes to select files. Instead of having select files, what we'll do, we'll add another class name to this. We'll just say add thumbnail, and then here we are gonna just copy this, go back to styles.css, inside of here to this. First of all, where are we giving? Here we are gonna to our before, we'll get a before, to which we are gonna give an content, content equals to select thumbnail, and then we are gonna we won't give any margins also. We'll just say margin left of 0, or we'll just say margin 0. Save that. As you can see, it looks better, right? Refresh for once. Now let's check again, select files, and then let's add just this, and as you can see, we see this file just n appearing up. What is this n for? Okay, I don't know what is why is that n appearing up. Anyway, so let's just ignore that, and here just go to your upload video. So inside of your upload video, we're gonna have a progress, so progress bar. So here we're gonna give a class name of we don't need a class name in here actually, so here we'll just give a max of 100, right? We can also self close this, and then here we're gonna have a dialog actions, in which we will add some buttons like this. So here we'll add just this button, and just I'll auto import all of this, and we can be rolling this for now. Right now we should see even a button appears up. Great. Why is this moving like this? Okay, the reason it's moving like this is because we have to give an initial value, right? It does not have an initial value for now. So once you do that, it will be all fine. Right, so now let's work on uploading a video, right? So or also we can just give some few more styles if you want. Okay, let's leave. If you want to give some style, you can just do that. Just give some margin left of minus and negative margin, and if it is getting a margin by default, it's up to you. I won't be doing. So here now let's work on the JS part now. So first of all, we'll create some states. So go to the top of your application here, create some states first of all. Also we'll add we'll add UUID. So this we'll need this to generate a UUID for application for each video. So just add yarn at UUID, and then here first of all we are gonna have an state of const progress of set progress of equals to use state 0, and then here, so if you go down to your application, inside of here you can just say value equals to progress, right? So now it will now be extra. You won't see this now, right? Fine, great. So here go back to your application, inside of your application, yeah. So here we'll create another one. We'll just say const thumbnail upload progress. So guys, actually this progress is basically the amount of time taken to amount of time left to be upload the video. This is not for we don't have any input for a thumbnail, so I'll be I'll be just adding this thing. I'll be storing that thumbnail this thing for you, thumbnail progress for you, but I won't be rendering it anywhere, right? So here we'll just store this, but we won't render this progress anywhere. We'll just say set thumbnail. So if you want to do, you can do on your own, right? So here we'll just say const thumbnail set thumbnail progress and use state of 0. So here we're gonna have a const of title set title equals to use state of an empty string, right? So now let's also add this for our input. So where we have a title, over here we'll just say value equals to title, and then we'll also give an on change over here. Just say on change equals to event set title to set title to event dot target dot value, right? Save that, and we'll just do the same thing for a description also. So you can just say description, set description, and then just remove this over here, copy this 2 lines over here, paste this, and just say description, and then here we'll just set our description to e.target.value. Fine, correct. So here now we'll have our we'll also store our thumbnail, whatever the thumbnail which the user selects. So here we're gonna say const thumbnail set thumbnail equals to use state of initially of null, and then okay, so now let's also add an handle change as we did earlier. So here is the same thing which we did earlier. We're just gonna set our thumbnail this way, and then Let's also give an handle change over here to our input. We are just gonna say on change equals to thumbnail, and I don't know for what reason I have given placeholder thumbnail over here. Absolutely no idea, right? So anyway, so here we'll have this set thumbnail, and then here we'll also have an thumbnail URL. So basically this will be the URL of file which will be uploaded, which will get uploaded, right? So here we'll just say thumbnail URL. So so this will like we'll get the URL of the uploaded one, so that we can access it from anywhere, right? So here we're just gonna set thumbnail URL equals to use state of empty string initially. You can also just say this to null, right? Now we'll do the same thing with our we'll have this another URL for our video also. So what we can do, we can just make this one line and this way. So you can just say const video URL set video URL use state of initially of null, right? So these URL are basically these are available on the web. So with the URL anyone can access those videos. So we'll get that URL and we'll render those in our videos, right? So also we are gonna have an ID. So const ID set ID equals to use state of not null. So to get the ID, we'll just say import v4 as UUID v4 from UUID, right? UUID. So here we are just gonna say UUID v4, right? So we now we have also this. So now we have multiple states over here. We are also will also add another state. We'll check const thumbnail not set thumbnail uploaded, set thumbnail uploaded equals to use state of false initially, and the same thing with our video also. We'll just set video uploaded, right? I know there are multiple use states, don't worry. These are all what we need the use states for now. And then okay, so these are the only use states which we'll be using. And then here also we'll add, and we'll also get our current user. So we'll just say const current user equals to use app context, right? So now let's work on that. So first of all, we'll create a function of which creates an ID. So we'll just say const create ID equals to so here we are just gonna we can do this in one line. So here we are gonna just we'll just get another ID. So we'll just say set ID to UUID v4, so it will automatically set another ID. So if you want me to console log ID what is it, so I'll just show you. So if I save this, now I will open up my inspect, there will be a bunch of warnings appearing. So as you can see, we get this ID. If I render this again, if I close this, go back to my select file, if I select a file, this thing, so as you can see we get a different ID right now, right? So earlier we had a different ID, and now we have a different here. Earlier we had this ID, so this is what it's this is how we are getting the ID. So this is what this is how you generate a new ID for it, right? So here first of all you're gonna have this function. Now the next thing we're gonna do, first of all we'll say here we'll add here we'll create another function, we'll name it, we'll call it handle submit. So here we're gonna say const handle submit equals to an event, right? Equals to an arrow function. We don't need event. Okay, we don't need event over here. So right, so guys, what happens is the way Firebase works is, so first of all what you need to do, first of all whenever we select an your thumbnail or a video. For example, whatever we're doing, in any case, if you want to upload and file to an, if you want to use storage, basically the way Firebase storage works is, first of all, it will upload your thumbnail or any file, whatever file you are selected, it will upload that to your storage, and then from that storage you can get the URL for it, so you can access it anywhere, right? So the way we are gonna do this, first of all, we are gonna send our videos and thumbnail, both of them, to Firebase storage, and then from that Firebase storage we are gonna get the URL for both of the things, for our video and even for a thumbnail. And so once we get that, we'll send a title, description, and the uploader details, whatever the user uploads, and the link of our video and link of our thumbnail to our Firebase, to our database, so that we can display our data, right? So this is what I gave a brief. Now once we do this will also make much more sense. So now whenever the user clicks on handle submit, every time we're gonna create a new ID. So to do that, it will so now this thing will make sure that every time the user clicks on this, a new ID gets generated, right? And now we'll create some another function. So first of all, let's upload our video. So we are gonna say, let's create a function, we'll name it const handle video upload equals to an arrow function, right? So here let's also call this, right? So here first of all, what you're gonna say, we say const upload video equals to storage, auto import this from Firebase, our local Firebase, storage.ref slash video. So basically it will be the directory, so slash video slash dollar and slash video, whatever the selected video is, and its name, and then we are gonna put our video to that directory. So what it is basically means is, if we go to our Firebase, let me go to my Firebase, I'll explain this what is happening right now. Just give me a second. Yeah, so here if I go to my storage, click on get started and just say next, just click on done. It will create this bucket for you basically, so it will give you a cloud storage for you. We'll just wait for this and explain you what is gonna happen. Let's wait for some time. Okay, so basically what is happening is here key, okay, it will be difficult to explain you this way, and also got my spellings wrong. Should be this, yeah. So basically what is happening is it's creating a new directory which will be its name will be slash video, and then inside of, basically it's gonna be a folder. Inside of that folder we are gonna have a file. So the name of the folder is always gonna be our video, and inside of that we are gonna have a file which will be the name of the selected video. Remember, inside of our console we are getting the details of our video. If I go back to my application, open up inspect, and here you see we're getting this file, right? So here we have the video.name. So this is basically the name. So now we have a path for it. Now we know where our video is stored, right? So here what we'll say, upload video. I got this directly from the documentation of Firebase. So this is what they were doing, so I am also doing that same thing, right? So here we're gonna say state underscore changed. So whenever the state changes, it's basically a real-time snapshot. So here it will pass and he'll get a parameter of snapshot, and then we'll say const progress percent. So it will calculate how much percent of the video is uploaded. We are just gonna say equals to math dot round. Basically we'll round figure r whatever the value is. Inside of that we're gonna say snapshot dot bytes transferred divided by snapshot dot total bytes. So wrap this inside of an bracket, and then we'll multiply it by 100, so we'll get a percentage, right? So now we have our percent now, and then we'll set our progress also now. So here we're just gonna say here we just say set progress to progress %. That's it. So basically what it's doing, it will divide whatever the amount of the bytes have been transferred by total bytes, and it will multiply by 100. It's just basic maths, and now it will get the total amount of bytes transferred, right? It will get that for you. So here this thing happens, and then so we have a snapshot, and then after here, in case if we get an error, so if we get an error, then we just say then we'll console log our error dot message error. We'll just console log our error, right? So here now next thing we're gonna here then we will get a link for our. So now once this is done, we'll get a link for our our uploaded video. So we're gonna say storage dot ref video. So it's basically the ref is basically like in folder, and then we have a child. This is basically like an name of that name of that file. So in our case it's video dot name. I'll go through this again once we do this, and then we're gonna say dot get download URL. So we'll get the download URL for us, and then once that happens, it will return a promise for you. And then once that happens, if we get that URL, so we'll set our video URL to our URL, right? And then we'll also set our uploaded video to true. Set video uploaded to true. Basically it's like our video is uploaded. And now if I say dot catch, then we're gonna just say error, and then the console log error again. Console not log error, right? If I save this, now let's check. First of all, let's give an on click over here. So here where we have our button over here, let's give this on click, and now let's check if our video gets uploaded. And if it gets uploaded, I'll go through what are we doing, right? So let's also console log our video URL. So here let's console log our video URL, right? Save this. Now let's upload an video or a file, which any file that is just up to you. You want to upload. Now if I click on upload, let's see if we get a progress over here. Okay, we don't get nothing. Do we get an error or some kind of a thing? Actually, okay, so we got our we got our file. If I click on this, boom, we have this thing. Okay, so this thing is literally working, and we also this thing, okay, it also got filled. Okay, I don't know what happened. Let's do it again, and then let's refresh, and then just do it properly. So I'll also grab a video. I'll just look around for a video I have. Give me a second. So here, so I'll 1 second guys, I'll just look around for my video. So okay, this is one video. Yeah, so here I'm just gonna grab this video. So 1 second. So select files. So just gonna get this video. I'll let me upload this. Let's also open our inspect here. If I click on upload, first of all, let's see. Okay, so guys, this thing is working over here, absolutely working. Our percentage is working, very nice. So as you can see, still we are getting null. There's no value we are getting. Now as soon as it gets 100%, boom, we get a video URL. If I click on this, we hopefully should see a video, and here you go, we see this video, right? And now we can use this video, right? So this is a video for Gmail clone, recording on my Gmail. Well, that's the same thing, right? So great. So this thing is working. Now since we know this thing is working, now the next thing we're gonna do is the same thing we're gonna do, but in our case now this time let's upload a thumbnail, right? Okay, let me go through this, what is happening. So first of all, okay, so now this reference child means is key. First of all, if we refresh over here, so basically this videos is like a ref. You can see it as, you can call it as a folder or a ref. So this videos will be called a ref, and then inside of here you're gonna have all the childs, all the files that are being uploaded here. For example, this image, and there are 2 files which we uploaded, and that's it here. So these are the child, and these are the this is kind of a ref or a folder, you can call it, right? So what is basically happening is, first of all, we upload a video, we just say storage.ref. So basically it will it will basically what it will do is it will create that, you don't call it as a ref. So ref is not like a uploading, it's like a path of the path basically you're not uploading. Ref is, you can call it as a path. So our path will be /video /video dot name, right? So this is gonna be path, so our videos and /r whatever the name of the file is, right? That is exactly what is happening. And then we're gonna put our video inside of that. Basically that is the image that we are gonna have it over here. You can also have it custom name, but it will, you don't like, you can have also ID over it, doesn't matter, but the name should be unique. That's the only thing. So here now we just say upload video dot on, then we just gonna, now whenever the state change, like on whenever the this thing changes, now whenever the progress is, something is changing, like if the video is getting uploaded or whatever it is, so it will get this. So const progress percent, it will divide, it will get this percent. The snapshot basically it will change every time, right? So it will, like every time it will take screenshot of whatever the state is being changed. For example, the video is being sent, so it will take, every time it will take snapshot, it will take for every second, it will notice whatever happening. It's like an traffic police. It will every time it will take care of, it will every time it will take care of whatever is happening. It will always be watching for you, right? Whatever is happening. So this is what it is doing. It will also give you the value for it. And then we just set our progress to our progress percent, right? Then here if we get an error, then we just say console log our error. Then what we say, we just say storage dot ref dot child, then you get a child of video dot name, whatever the ref is or videos, then you can just say dot child video dot name, and then we get a download URL, and then we just store it in this thing. So for uploading the videos, this is a 2-line code that you need for uploading the videos. This is the thing which we are using for our convenience, right? So now let's do the same thing with even for our thumbnail. So we're just gonna let's create another function, we name it const thumbnail thumbnail upload equals to an arrow function, right? So here for our we'll just say handle thumbnail upload, right? So here we are gonna say const, we are gonna just do the same thing over here, just the things are changing. So here we just say const upload thumbnail equals to storage dot ref string concatenation / thumbnails, not slash, just thumbnails, and / thumbnail dot name, right? And then we just say dot put. Okay, I think I spelled thumbnail wrong up over here. Yeah, okay, I spelled it wrong. It should be thumbnail, and this should also be thumbnail, right? So I was also setting it up here, right? And then we are gonna put our thumbnail right over here. Let's say thumbnail. Let's also call this over here, right? Let's call this. So here we have this. Okay, that's fine, right? So here now what we say, I will just say upload thumbnail dot on. It's the same thing which we'll do. So upload dot on, we're gonna just say state underscore changed, then a snapshot arrow function, and then we just say const. Okay, you can just copy this over here, and then we are gonna set our thumbnail progress, set thumbnail progress to our progress percent, right? This way, save this so that it gets formatted. And then here we are gonna have we'll check for our error, and if we get our error, then we are also gonna console log our error, right? And then if we don't, and then what we are gonna have an arrow function, and then inside of here we are gonna say storage dot ref, right? Thumbnails inside of a string thumbnails, and then you're gonna just say dot child thumbnail dot name, thumbnail.name, then we're gonna get a download URL, and then we'll just say dot then dot then and then dot then we'll get a parameter or u of URL, and then we're gonna just set thumbnail URL to our URL, and then we're gonna set our thumbnail uploaded to true, right, this way, correct. So save this. Now let's also check, do we get our thumbnail? So here where are we doing console? Okay, so here let's do two console logs. So first console log is video link, which has to be our video URL, then the same thing here it should be thumbnail link, and then let's just get that thumbnail URL, right. Let's save that. Let's go back to your application. Here let's select again thumbnail. Also I'll go to my downloads. Inside of here, if I select this, and then let me just upload this. So okay, so we are having still the okay, that's fine. So now as you can see, we are get a thumbnail link, and after some time also we get both a video link and a thumbnail. That's great. So we are getting both of this thing, right? So the next thing we will do is key if you go back to the application, so here now we want to also add this to our database. So first of all, go to your Cloud Firestore. Here instead of your Firebase, click on this Cloud Firestore over here, right over this way. Okay, I don't know why I'm using that, but still, yeah. So here just click on next and just enable this. I like this draw function, right? It's nice for drawing. So here I will just wait for this. Okay, it doesn't matter, right? So I'll just show this what this is key at Firestore. So basically this is the if you have worked on MongoDB, if you have worked on MongoDB, it won't be obviously not at all a problem for you, it will be more than easy for you. But anyway, so this is where the collection goes. So here you have collection, and then you have a data. So collection is basically like a books. Inside of books there are pages. Inside of those pages you have some datas, right? So once we do this, it will make more sense. So just let's do this for now. So here we are gonna have a use effect. So here what we'll do, we'll just have a use effect, right, and then inside of this use effect we have a do it this way, auto import this. So if we're gonna check if thumbnail uploaded and video uploaded is true, if both of those are true, then we'll add in collection. We'll go to our database. In here we're gonna say dot collection, db.collection. We'll name the collection videos. So it's basically like a book. Inside of that book we are gonna add our data. So our data will be first of all we'll have a timestamp, basically at what time the user creates that. So timestamp of Firebase dot firestore auto import. You have to auto import this from Firebase also, not auto import, manually you have to import this. So just say import Firebase from Firebase, right? So just say so I just say Firebase dot firestore dot field value dot server timestamp, right? So it will create a timestamp for you, right? So then now here first of all we will give an ID of an ID. So we'll pass we'll set the ID here. It's it is an object over here, right? So what I set is an object here. So here we'll have a video URL, and we are also, so video URL will be at this video URL, right? Okay, so URL this way, right? Then similarly we're gonna have a thumbnail URL, um, thumbnail URL, right? So okay, so some spellings wrong, wait, so where do we have thumbnail URL? This one, yeah. So here, okay, so again the spelling is wrong, it doesn't matter anyways, right? So at least I'll just do this properly. Thumbnail, right? This spelling doesn't matter a lot, but this spelling absolutely does. So here we're gonna have a thumbnail URL, and then here we will have a title of a title, and then we'll have a description of description, and then we'll have a channel name, which will be current user dot display name, and then we're gonna have an email which will be current user dot email, right? So we have all this, and once this gets successful, if it is successful, if Firebase is able, now if all this data is set it inside of our database, then we're gonna close, we're gonna reset everything. So we just set progress to 0, set thumbnail to empty, so like we're just resetting everything. So here I'll just go up, and where we have set thumbnail URL, this one right here. So just get this one, right? And we'll also add thumbnail URL and video uploaded as a dependency over here. It also asks you to add multiple things also over there, but we obviously doesn't want it to happen, because our top level is this, because we only want to render this thing only if this is true, like, right? So here also we can just disable this warning, right? And then you can also disable this warning. This is basically like this is for that thing, to make sure this is for the thumbnail progress. So if you want to add this thumbnail progress, you can also get that. So let's open our so let's do it down proper this time. So if I click on video, let me select a file. So if I'll get a file from my other monitor. So here I'll get this file, right? So which file? We'll just get this file. So here I'm gonna say hello, let's say first video, hey guys, hey guys, I just uploaded my first video, like, share and subscribe, right? And then let's select the thumbnail for it also. I'll go to my downloads, not documents, downloads. Inside of here let's select this thumbnail, right? Now let's upload this. Hopefully it should work. I'll click on upload. Let's bring up console in case we don't have any error, and then let's see if we get an error. No error still now. Boom, I think it worked. So if you go to Firebase, inside that, let's refresh, and here you go, you get all of your data, right? So it is so this thing video is like so inside of video, this collection is like basically in a book. Inside of that book you need to have a page. So if you don't define a page, this is also called a document or a book. You can just refer it as a page, sorry. So if that page, now that page also has a name. So if you don't define the name to a page, Firebase will automatically create a page for you, basically a document, and inside of there you are gonna have all of this data. So if you upload another video, so let's upload, I'll also get I'll get another one right now, right? Let me get this one. So I'll just say, hey, second video uploaded, why am I spelling, yeah, so here second video uploaded just now. Hope you guys like it, right? So let's select a thumbnail also for it. Let's select a different thumbnail now. Let's select this one. Right, now let's upload this. Let's see. Upload. Boom. You wait for some time, and then after okay, so boom, uploaded. So if you go back again, boom, you get another one right here, right? So second video uploaded. Just guys, second, hope you guys like it, right? So here now this is what we are also getting a random ID over here. Everything guys is perfectly working, right? So now since we are able to create our data, now the last thing we need to work upon is to display our data, to play with our data, to get that data and display it. So first of all, let's get all of this let's get all of the videos and render it on our screen, right? So here what we'll do, we'll go to our application. Inside of this, let's close everything and then go to your SRC. Inside of a context, create another use state. We'll just say const videos, set videos equals to use state of an empty array initially, right? So let me go back. Yeah, so here the way, if you want to get the data, so the way you get the data from Firebase is you just say use effect. So inside of a use effect, we gonna run this every time for the first time a component loads, and then we say db dot collection, basically the collection, the name of the collection that you want to get the data from. We just say videos, then we say dot snapshot. So basically every time a data changes, dot snapshot, it will pass an this thing and parameter of snapshot, and then we are gonna set our videos to snapshot snapshot.docs dot map, and for every time we get an data, we are gonna say doc dot data, right? So guys, basically what is happening here is key. So here we say db.collection, it will get the collection of videos, then it will say dot snapshot. So every time the every time the value changes over there, it will do it for once, just like a use effect. It will do for once, and it will do every time the video, if the value changes inside of a collections, right? So every time it is gonna rerun this code. It's gonna rerun this thing. It's just like a use effect. You can take it as a use effect. It will rerun this code. It will say set videos. Then it will map through this snapshot dot. It will map through the documents. Basically, it will give an array of these two, or how many documents you are. It will map through the document, and for each of that document, it's gonna give you it will set a doc dot data, right? So now let's console log our videos. Do we get them, or we have to go through debugging? Let's see. So here, let's save this, and hopefully we should get our videos. So go back to the application. Let me bring up my console. Okay, let's refresh. And let's see, do we get our data? So okay, so we get an error. It says db.collection of snapshot is not in function. Okay, so let me check why are we having this. Okay, so export calls db. So we say db.collection videos, fine, not okay. So it has to be on snapshot, not snapshot. It has to be not on snapshot, right? I wrote that wrong over there. Now it will work. So let's refresh and let's open up inspect. We don't have any errors here, and here you guys go. We get the data, right? Now we have all of the data we are having up here, right? So now guys, it is also real time. So if I at the same time, let's upload another video. We'll just have, so let me bring up my once again. Let's get this data once more. I'll add this. So I'll just say hello third third video uploaded. We can just say, just type anything over here, right? So here let's select the thumbnail, go to your downloads, and then get this thumbnail uploaded. Let's check if it is real time. So hopefully our data should we should get an other data comes appearing up, and boom, we didn't even refresh, and from 2 our array changes to 3, right? So the reason behind this is it's real time is the snapshot. So it is like a listener, it's like a traffic police, it's always listening, and whenever it's always listening, and every time it will change the data whenever the data changes inside of our videos collection, right? So now we need to show this data inside of our application, right? So pass this as a value, and also let's console. Okay, so this is kind of a pyramid, right? I didn't intentionally do that, and it didn't intentionally do that, it just became a pyramid. Okay, anyways, so here, yeah, so here go to your components. Inside of your components, go to your main. As you can see, we are having this multiple times, right? So what, instead of that, what we'll say, we'll just say const videos equals to use app context. Now auto import this from React. So go to your, so now here what we are gonna do, first of all we will get our main. What we'll say, we'll just say main videos dot map, right? We'll map through each of those videos. For example, let okay, I'll explain this to you what happens in a second. So here I get a video, and I'll just say main. I'll just say video thumb right here. Right now we should see, now we should only see 3 video thumbs right now. Let's save that. Okay, let me refresh, and you only see 3 video thumbs. The way it is doing is key. So way it is doing this key, it will map through each of the videos, right? It will map through all of the videos. It's like an array. We know that it is an array. So inside of that, it will map through that video, and every time it maps through it, every time it finds a new index, it will repeat this code again and again. Like for example, there are 5 indexes inside of that array. It will repeat this code 5 times. It will return this code 5 times, right? It's gonna happen this 5 times. And this video contains the data for each single component, right? So for so here, let's pass this as a video equals to a video, and let's console log what do we get inside of a video, right? So save that, and first of all, let's accept this as a prop video, and let's console log our video. Let's save that. Go back to your, let's open the inspect console, and guys, see this, we are getting this 3 times. So now this data is even now usable for us. Like we are getting our types, and we are getting it for three different types. So basically, if I, instead of here, I'll just say here where we have our src, if I instead of this say here video dot thumbnail URL, right? If I save this thumbnail will change, trust me. It changed, guys, right? It changed. It is now, these are all the 3 thumbnails which is literally uploaded. So the way this works is key. So it is actually literally maps through this videos, it maps through all of the indexes that is inside of an array, and for each of those it will return a single value. Basically, for every time it's returning a single value. For example, let me use my drawing tool, right? For example, you have an array here, right? You have array over here. These are basically index. This is an array. This full box is an array. This big box is an array. So now what it will do when we map, okay, why did it, okay, why, okay, just remember how to stop this from erasing. Okay, anyway, so now for example we have this, right? So now these are the 3 index. So now this thing will map through this. First of all, it will map through this, right? It will map through this. It will return single values. For example, whatever the value we have in our, it will like return values for each one. So it will return 1 value for this and 1 value for this, and it will execute this one more time. For example, it will execute the first array first time, so it will get executed over here. Then it is in second index get executed, third index gets executed, whatever you write inside of here. Like we are writing a video thumb, right? So it's getting executed 3 times, and then here for each time it will return a different value for it. So for example, for first it will return the value for our first which we have, right? I hope you get that. I think I made it confusing. I made it confusing. So basically just get this this way. You have three index, you have 3 books. Out of this 3 books, you have 3 books which have, you have 1 book which have 4 pages. Inside of those 4 pages, you are taking those 4 pages one by one, and one by one you are repeating those pages and taking the data from them, basically, right? So one by one you're getting the data. I hope what I said it makes sense. This is the best I could explain you, so that's it, right? So okay, I don't think it should be much difficulty for you. So here now also let's add a title here. So here we just say, now everything simple, we just say video dot title, save that. We should see a title appears up. Boom, first video, second upload, third video uploaded, right? Here we'll, instead of Pulkit Gupta, we'll just have our video dot name, and that's it. We have this, right? The next thing we need to do, we'll get this time. Now we need to work upon our time. So the way, so now we have to play with the time. As you, if I console log my timestamp, so time, if I console log my video, only just my video dot timestamp, open my console, as you can see, like these are weird numbers second, which we obviously cannot manually do that every time, like it's kind of in the number is in seconds. So right, so to play with this time, to get the so from this seconds to get the time that is useful for us, we are gonna use something called moment. So you can just Google it, go to moment, and then they have this documentation. Just go through this using for example, just go to this add, subtract if you want to do anything using moment. So here they have, not here, you can just go to parse, you can just string plus format. They have many things you can play with, that you can do with your time, right? For example, display, you can format the time, whatever the time you have, you can set time, you can format from time from now. So we'll do that now. So here what we are gonna do, go back to your application. So first of all, we are gonna format our time, right? So first of all, let's format our time. So here we say, like we have the time in seconds. It's there's a long digit of seconds, right? First of all, we need to get something useful from the seconds. So we just say const formatted. Date equals to okay, first of all we need to add moment also. Just say yarn add moment. Let's wait for this for a second, and just wait for this for now. Okay, done. So here we'll just say moment, right? So auto import this from moment dot, yeah. So here first of all we say moment dot unix, right? So moment dot unix, it will basically, and then moment dot unix. So inside of here you'll pass what you want to render here, what you want to format. So here you just pass the number which you want to format. In our case that will be time timestamp. So I added the question mark just to make, in case we don't have any time, so it won't throw up an error. So here it will be video dot timestamp, sorry, yeah. So here video dot timestamp, and now to format it, we say the dot format. So now inside of here you write the way you want to format it. In our case it will be year, 4 times year, and then month and date, and then after and comma we'll have an R, mm, and seconds, minutes and second. You can also add, if you want you can add a space over here, you can add a space over it will automatically format according to you. You can, trust me guys, play around with this, you'll love this thing. I also like this video types, right? So this moment is very, like, one of the best libraries I have seen, right? So here we just say cods. So here we just say cods, we are getting our time left, right? Left time 5 days ago, we to get a 5 days ago, right? So here we say uploaded time, uploaded time equals to moment. Now since now this data is useful for us, we just say moment formatted, so it will get, so here we just say moment formatted date, sorry. So here now we need to tell it the in what type our date is formatted. So it is formatted year, hour, month, second. Okay, first of all guys, let's console log our formatted date, right? So remember, the original data was in seconds, it was just a weird long seconds. So let's see if that works or not. So let's inspect and okay. So okay, just notice guys, so okay, so we have an error. Okay, we have an error, it does not works. So here, okay, so it is 39 comma year month. Okay, what is this? Okay, so 4 times year, month, date, year, month. Okay, month is first, so this year is not what is 3990. Okay, the month is fine, it's 01. It is all 29 today. Yeah, it's 29. This year and the time is also correct. The times is also fine. Anyways, let's look around this later. I think it's we are reading this wrong. We might be reading this wrong anyway. So here now we need to also tell what. So here to get the time left. So we just say now. We just say dot here. We just say dot from now. So here it will get the remaining time left. So what are we doing here is we just saying moment, we just say formatted data, the date you want to format, and then here you tell in what type it is already format, in what type it is like here we just say const upload time equals to. So here you need to pass the date which you want, or the date or time that you want to get the time. So here you need to pass in what type it what type it is formatted, and then you just say here dot from now. And if I save this, and here instead of this we say uploaded time, sorry, and then let's check. Okay, so we have some issue. Okay, so in 1996 years. Okay, so actually guys, we have some issue running over here. So here, okay, so that's the issue is definitely not with the Firebase. That is something with what we wrote is wrong. So here our formatted date should be moment dot unix video dot. Okay, so guys, so it should be video dot timestamp dot seconds, right? It should be this. We have seconds right over there. It should be video dot timestamp dot seconds. Boom, it works now. It's 90 minutes ago, 80 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. It's working. So even if we console log a formatted date, so it should be fine now, right? We are already console logging it. If I open up my inspect, that it is also fine. 2021 01 29, right? Great. So it works, right? So we are done with this also, right? So let's upload another video over here, right? So here, let me grab a video again. So it's nice. I have nice good thumb, pretty much good thumbnails, or else this won't look good, right? So here let's upload a thumbnail. We just say 4th video, guys, and just type anything. Let's select a nice thumbnail. I have a bunch of images downloaded. Which thumbnail we haven't used? Let's use this thumbnail. Now let's upload this, guys. Just see, it would be real time. It would change in that second, right? Let's, as soon as it gets removed, let's remove. Okay, not uploaded yet. Okay, so it says cannot read property. So the reason is because we need to say, I told you, right, it will throw up an error. So this we have to give a question mark. So it will, if it is not, if that is so, it will not render this. Okay, so the thing which I wanted to told you, it got alt. I just want to show you that it's real time. So even if we say select files, so let's add a normal. This time I won't add a video, so just because it's too long, like uploading this 10 MBs or 5 MBs is like, it's just waste of time uploading this video. Just a 5th video. let's select a thumbnail. Let's also select a different thumbnail with thumbnail. Let's upload this thumbnail or this one, right? Let's click on upload. Hopefully no errors now. Boom, it's real time, guys. We didn't even refresh. This 5th video came up, right? A few seconds ago. We have, for a 4th video, we have a minute ago. Here we have a few minutes ago, right? This thing absolutely perfectly works, guys. It works perfectly clean. So what do you want to do? So the next thing we need to do is render our videos. That is also a piece of cake task, which the way this was easy, it is also easy that much that way only. We're almost done with that. This application will be done within a half hour and so first of all, let's also here, so let's do string concatenation over here, and then we'll just say okay, yeah, so here we'll just say render, we'll just push to it watch, and we'll just say /$id video.id, right? So it will now it will push it, now it will redirect it to id. So if I click on this, as you can see, it gets redirected to our id, right? id, right? Great. So now let's render our videos, right? So to do that, first of all, what we are gonna do, go back to our application, go to your now app.js. So inside of your app.js, we first of all we need to get our videos from here, videos. So here where we having a watch, where are we? Yeah, so here we'll just say videos.map, right? videos.map, and then we say videos.map for each item. You can name anything here. Videos.map item, for each one of that we want to have a route, but for that we will create an item. We just say watch $$ and item.id, right? Also guys, one more thing I forgot, that you need to also pass a key here, which should be always different, which should be a different number always. So that cannot be sent. You need to pass a different number to each one of for each one of this gets rendered, right? Save that. It will make so here now let's also pass all of this data to our watch. So we just say video equals to item. Sorry guys for that noise, absolutely sorry for that noise. Yeah, so here let's just say video/item. Go to your watch. Now inside of that watch, let's accept a video, and then yeah. So here first of all, where we having a src, so instead of that src we'll just say item, it should be video over here, not. So here we'll just say video dot video URL. Let's see if we get a video URL different each time, right? Let's refresh. Let's click on this 4th video. Okay, I hope it is not the guys, this is not the Amazon Prime clip. This is the clip. This is the video that we uploaded, right? If I click here, we hopefully should will get. We don't get we don't get any image video here, because we have an image over here. Remember, for some videos we also uploaded for something we uploaded for most. What I'm saying, for some this thing. For some videos we uploaded an image, right? For some this thing, yeah. Instead of video we uploaded image at multiple places. As you can see, we have it over here. So basically this thing is working. So even to satisfy you much, let's create, okay, I don't want to upload it again. Okay, so this we have we don't have an so this is most probably an image. So second video, let's see what is it. Okay, this is also an image. 5th video, what is it? This is also an image. Okay, this is an video. Okay, this is also in video, right? So here, so only first video and fourth video, first and fourth are the videos, the rest are the images, right? So now let's have some data over here. So instead of here, we'll have video.title. So now we can confirm this thing is working by, the title should be different each time, right? Let's save that. Let me click on this, different title, guys. First video, different title. Fifth video, every time the title is different, right? Great, it's working. So now let's do the same thing. For instead of here, we'll do this later. We'll get the date later, and then here we'll have subscribers also is gonna remain the same. Here we'll have our channel name at here, instead we'll have a channel name. So let me grab that. So here instead of this, we're gonna say video.channel name. One second, why is it an okay? Yeah, so this is the reason for that. Yeah, so here we just say video.channel name, and then here we'll add an video.description. Here we'll have a okay, so this thing we'll add the description later, because I need to also add the show more thing, right? So here fourth video, guys, it works, guys, it works. Okay, okay, one more thing I forgot to add is here is the name of the channel, right? I forgot to do that. So go back to your main, inside of our main video thumb, where we have okay, so we don't have video.name is not coming up, right? So what is the, let me console log my videos. God, so many errors. So here we have video dot channel name. Let me get this, video dot channel name, right? Save that. Boom, you get Pulkit here, this way you get Pulkit over here, right? So don't worry, guys, we'll also do this with a different account also. And as you can guys see, the time's changing. The times is not every time the times changes, right? 28 minutes ago, 27 minutes ago, right? So here, okay, let's work on this for now. So here we have Pulkit Gupta. So let's add a show more thing. So for this show more, go back to your watch.js. So here we'll add an we'll create a const of show description, show desc, basically description. Set show desc description equals to use state of false. Auto import this from React, right? Go at the bottom where you have a description. Here just say p, which will give an style. P style equals to max height. Then we say here, if show description is true, then we'll give a 100%. Then only we want to have a 100% height over here, and this has to be inside of a string, right? And then here we are gonna say video dot description, right? So and here we'll give an on click in which we'll just say arrow function, and we just say show set show description equals to dot equal to show description, right? And then here we'll also say this, we just say it's, if it is show, if it's true, then we just say less, or if it is show more, then we just say show more, right? So here as you can see, show more, it is to show less. To test this actually works, we need to add a big description. So here I'll add a big description. Here we add a big description, that's enough. And then okay, so we have this. Okay, so okay, this thing is not working. So here I think we need to give one more styles over here. So go to your watch, so go to styles.js. So are we giving styles to this? Okay, we are giving the styles to this, right? So we are show more, show less is working, right? Let me inspect this. Let me console log this. So P style, okay, the P show more, we give it back site of 100%. Okay, so the styles are changing, guys. The styles are actually changing on there, so that's not an issue. So okay, let's do one thing. Let's upload another video. This time let's upload the prime video one, right, which we have inside of our public. I'll just get that video once again inside of our assets. So here I'll get that video. Is it that one? Yeah, it is that video. So I'll grab this video right here, this video, title prime video, and let's add a big description. So here let me insert a lorem here. For lorem, insert a paragraph, right? And let me copy all. Control X, Control V, select thumbnail, go to your downloads. Let's grab which thumbnail should I take? Let's create this thumbnail. Now let me upload this. I know it will take some time because we have a big video, okay, so it's not taking a lot of time. Okay, let's wait. And we have this video over here. Okay, show more. Okay, this show more, show less thing is working, right? Okay, so big description. Okay, so the show more, show less is working. Great. So this thing is also working. Yes, awesome, guys. So the last thing we need to do is we will add this thing, our date. So we, as you know, we did it earlier. We'll do the same thing. We'll just format our date over here. So go back to your watch. So here, go at the top of your application. So here we don't need it anymore. So here we'll just say const. I'll just copy that from here. I'll just say const formatted equals to moment dot unix dot video dot timestamp. Also this to be this way dot seconds. I'm not format into month, date, and year, right? That's it. It says moment is not defined. Moment. Okay, to import it manually. Import moment from moment, and also let's also display a formatted date, right? So here where we have this date over here, right? Let's display this formatted. Refresh, guys, refresh, and we get this. Okay, so yeah, we get this, but it should be okay. We just do it triple M, so it will do this triple M. So if you do this triple M, it will take this as a Jan 23 or in whatever the month. It will give the month name, right? Let's go, guys. This thing works. So where we have our prime video, this thing is also working, and the video is also literally changing, right? Let's go, guys. So here now here let's work on the sidebar video, and then we'll be just left with this avatar. Just another half an hour to go.